Greetings and welcome to another episode of Trippy Food and another installment of Hot Stuff. Today we are joined by Katie Prettyman of Beyond Seattle Eats, or should I say Katie Prettyman, who is Beyond Seattle Eats.
Yeah, kind of. Although my daughter is on the channel sometimes as well. So. But
by the way, before we started, before you sat down, I was admiring your Beyond Seattle Eats jacket. Do you want to show that off?
Oh yes. So I'm part of this spicy club called the Sons of Fire, and we just had our birthday yesterday. So I am the Herald, and I just got some new patches on the back. Yeah, it makes me look like
what are you riding?
Than I actually am.
What are you riding? What's your bike?
Oh no, yeah, that's the funny thing. So people always think we're a bike club, and I had to go to the leather shop, and as she was sewing the patch on, she goes, "Is this like an eating club?" I said, "Yeah, kind of, yeah." Yeah,
an eating club if you don't like yourself, right?
That's right.
So I wanted to kind of do this episode for two reasons. One, we always enjoy doing our episodes with Katie and doing stuff remotely. And the other thing was I wanted you, our subscribers, watchers, viewers, to get to know Katie, get to know her channel, and get to know what she does. So we'll talk a little bit about her channel and her as we go. And then I don't really call this this isn't really a challenge, right?
Nah.
I'm going to call this a challenge. This is a challenge. This is just my way. Katie does all kinds of hot sauces. She does hot sauces. She does fresh peppers. She does tinctures. She does extract. She does like everything hot. You know, she's one of our favorite pepperheads. And so the thing was, this is really not going to be any kind of heat challenge or anything. It is just my way of introducing to Katie one of my favorite hot sauces. And they just came out with a new one. I don't want to say just came out with a new one. I would say like several months back came out with a new one. And I haven't had it yet. And so I wanted to share that experience with Katie, being that she's a true pepperhead. I'm not expecting it's going to be like really, 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 really hot. But there it is. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do Secret Aardvark. I think they're located in Portland, if I'm not mistaken. Portland, Oregon? Yes, they are.
Yes.
Portland, Oregon. And this is a recent one they have, which is Serrabanero. Serrabanero green hot sauce, which is a blend of Serrano and habanero peppers. Typically, their kind of their basic one is this one, which is just the basic Secret Aardvark sauce. And this has been out for years. Probably over 10 years. So, and you can see this is my bottle, which is like, maybe 2/3 empty.
That one's your favorite, right?
The reason, yes, this is my favorite hot sauce. And so this is my table hot sauce. This is my go-to table hot sauce. So like if I'm sitting down and having a meal and everything and I want to put some hot sauce on something, this is typically what I'm going to use. It's really versatile. It kind of goes on everything. It's like you don't say, well, I mean, you could put it on literally anything. If I want to put it on chili, I want to put it on, Chinese food. I would spice some stuff up and everything. I generally use this. It's a good all-round go-to table sauce. You've had this before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so, what are your opinions on just the regular Aardvark sauce?
I like it. It's a little too sweet for my liking. But it's a good sauce. And in fact, I have to show you. Let's see if I can do this. But I have special socks today.
Oh, wow. The Aardvark socks. I had to get those. I need to get
those. So I went to the Portland Hot Sauce Expo and they were selling socks, which I had to get.
So this one, again, this one has been out forever. This one is relatively new. Now, I will say that they have had a couple of other ones that have been out for a while, and that is the Drunken Garlic Black Bean Sauce and the Drunken Jerk Jamaican Marinade. And the reason that I really haven't done those or anything is those are really kind of specialty things that you would use in cooking. Like you would not use a jerk Jamaican marinade on a regular basis. You would not use a Drunken Garlic Black Bean Sauce on a regular basis and everything, right? So they're really not in my refrigerator, which I guess you don't really have to keep hot sauces in your refrigerator even after you open them, right?
I do it.
Yeah, I do too. So you won't find the Drunken Garlic and the Drunken Jerk in my refrigerator, but those have been out for a while now. They do have 3 new ones, relatively new ones, but you can only buy them online. So I'm going to tell you a little bit story about my first experience with Secret Aardvark sauce. I was working in Portland. That was before I lived there, and I had just gone to Dan and Lewis Oyster. So I'm walking back to my car, and I'm in a parking lot which is off Ash Street. And as I'm walking, I notice this guy. He's talking with a couple of other people. He's standing between some cars, you know. And I look at him, and I kind of do a double take. I walk a little bit more, and then I walk back, and I go, no, I gotta tell this guy. So I walked up to him, and I said, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's just so funny. I think, like, does anybody tell you that you look like Adam Richmond? And he says, yeah, they do all the time, but it's probably because I'm Adam Richmond. So I'm talking to Adam Richmond. We're talking for about, I would say, like 30 to 40 minutes. We're just having this conversation about food in general. And then the guys he was with says, hey, come on, Adam, we gotta go film. And he says, okay. He says, hey, Valentino, have you ever had aardvark sauce? And I said, no, is it made with real aardvark? And he started laughing. He goes, no, it's a hustle. Have you ever had it? I said, no. He says, hang on. He reaches into his coat pocket and he pulls out a bottle of Secret Aardvark sauce, and he hands it to me. He goes, oh, here you go, Valentino. Here's some Secret Aardvark sauce. So I went back and I tried it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. This is just a good utility hot sauce, and I've been using it ever since. So it was a really funny story. Adam Richmond just randomly reaches into his coat pocket, hands me a bottle of Secret Aardvark sauce. So that's my introduction to it.
My favorite part of that story is that he just had it in his coat pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, it's not like he had a bunch, and like he had a single bottle of Secret Aardvark sauce in his coat pocket, and he just handed it to the guy he talks to on the street. It just blew my mind, but that was it. We run in the same circles, right? So, and I think that's probably how we met. Is basically through those circles. So I'd say like Reckless Eating, Main Event Pong, LA Beast.
Oh,
right?
Love LA Beast.
Yeah. So we kind of run in those same circles. So how is it that you came to like, did you start off doing the challenges like the hot stuff and everything, or did you start off doing the competitive eating, like the volume challenges?
Yeah, a great question. So I started off with
Competitive eating, because that's what I started watching first, and it just so happens that a lot of competitive eaters will try spicy challenges, mostly for views. And I found out pretty early on that most competitive eaters don't like spicy food. They simply do it for the views, but I actually enjoy it. So that's kind of like my niche. So what I like to say is that I'm the world's okayest competitive eater, but I'm an above average chili head. So.
Yeah, I would say so too. I've seen some of the stuff that you've done, and like for me, I just can't do it. Now, for those who don't know, Katie, every year you actually go to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on Coney Island on the 4th of July. Is that right?
Correct. I've done that the past 5 years.
And you do a pretty good showing. You came in, what, 4th last year, or?
Yeah, so last year I was 3rd because Mickey Sudo was pregnant at the time, so she wasn't competing, which pushed me a little bit higher. But I came in 5th this year, so I came in the money, which was great.
But you said everybody else who competed this past year didn't break their previous year challenges, right?
Yeah. So correction, I actually was 4th last year, 3rd the year before. But anyway, the woman that I'm chasing, because I'm always trying to beat my personal best, right? So the woman that's usually right above me is Laurel, and she typically eats 18 to 20 hot dogs, and she only ate 15 this year. So it was a rough year for all of us.
Yeah, so even in the men's competition, they didn't eat as many either, right?
Correct. Yeah, Joey didn't beat his record this year. He ate 60 something. And of course, the previous year was a record-breaking year. What was it? 76, I think he ate.
I don't remember if we were doing this on camera or not, but we were talking about things that resulted in severe capsaicin cramp and the horror show that comes from actually eating and ingesting that hot stuff. So what would you say were some of your worst experiences with hot stuff, the aftermath of eating hot stuff?
Yeah, the 2 worst things I experienced, the first time I ever had fresh Reaper pods, I decided to eat 2 of them on a lunch break. I hadn't had any breakfast, and I managed to finish the rest of my workday, but the drive home was horrible, and I had cramps for probably 6 hours after that. So that was my first really bad experience. That's when I learned that the bathtub really helps. And then the absolute worst thing I've ever done is the League of Fire version 2 chug, which is scorpion pepper based, which I seem to be really sensitive to. But that one, my husband actually thought he might have to take me to the hospital, and I told him, mid panic. I was like, they're not going to be able to do anything. So you just need to leave me alone.
Well, I don't know if you've seen that show, We Are the Champions. I think it's on Netflix. And so they basically take these unusual contests. They're not all food contests, but unusual contests. Like they do the cheese rolling thing that they do in England every year, the cheese rolling. But one of them was hot pepper eating. And I think it was...
Ed Curry?
Yeah, I think Ed Curry did this, and he had a bunch of peppers that he raised. So the people who had entered the contest were thinking that the Carolina Reaper was going to be the hottest one they were going to eat. And then he said, no, I have, I think it was 5 other peppers that were even hotter than that. I'm thinking that some of the really heavy-duty pepperheads probably do, and they just deal with the cat cramps. They probably get them, and they just probably deal with them. Because I can't see how you can avoid that. I just don't see.
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes you can, but there are people, so in the competitive eating world, we call it reversing. It's a no-no. In the chili head community, it's called booting, and it's pretty commonplace. People talk about it all the time. But there are people that can't boot, and so they just have to deal with it.
Have you always eaten spicy foods, or is this something new? And I say new, like maybe in the past decade or so?
No, it is relatively new. I mean, I've always liked spicy food. I've always liked eating a lot. That's why I do both of the things I do.
But my first spicy challenge, I think I did in 2018. I think it was one of the Choco Loco challenges that Fuego Box put out. Yeah.
How old is your channel?
It's been around since 2015.
Oh, wow.
It started as a cooking channel, so I think there's still some videos up. It was like me and my kids cooking.
Because everybody's channel grows, right? I mean, and when I say, I don't mean grow in size of subscribers or anything. I mean grows in that it develops, right? So I look at some of my first videos, the first videos that I put out, and I cringe. Sometimes I just cringe, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so bad. I'm so bad at it, and the camera angle's so bad, and everything is just bad. It's just bad. And then over time, it started changing. Do you do that as well? Do you look at some of your early videos and go I know I have to leave them up there because they're early videos.
For posterity.
It's me. I gotta leave them up there, but damn, I wish I could take that down.
Yeah, no, it's bad, but I think, like you said, everybody has that journey. I was really fortunate that a relatively big YouTuber kind of took me under his wing, and we did a 6-week intensive where he really taught me how to make thumbnails, how to edit, adding music, simple things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for that. But I mean, I'm sure in a couple of years we're still going to cringe at this video. So
Katie, what we talked about doing was we talked about getting our favorite taco or burrito, right? And I think you said you were going to make one. And I was going to go to my favorite burrito place and get a breakfast burrito. I think in both cases we ended up veering from our original plan, right? So what did you end up doing?
I just made a really quick quesadilla, but it looks good.
It does look good. Did you do that on some sort of a press or something? Because
on a George Foreman.
Ah, okay. All right, that's the way to go. So I went to this place called Apollo, and it's kind of like, I'm going to call it a greasy spoon diner, but it's not really a diner per se, but it has the same kind of foods you would find, burgers, fries. So I just got a breakfast burrito, and it has home fries, eggs, and chorizo in it. I don't know if there's something else in it, I think that's it. And so that's kind of basic. So let's do a spoonful of this just to see what it tastes like.
Okay.
And I think there's probably going to be a piece of paper in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a foil up top.
Factory sealed for your protection.
Yes.
Oh, Doodle was here. He just snuck away.
Lots of garlic in there, I smell.
Oh, I like the texture so far.
Uh-huh.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. That's really thick.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of onion in there from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the third ingredient. It's almost like an onion paste with hot sauce in it.
And it's also very much it's like a tomatillo salsa. You know, very much like a tomatillo salsa. The serrano peppers I thought would be hotter. I mean, it does have a, maybe I'm just like becoming, you know, acclimated. Yeah. But I just, for some reason, I thought with serrano and habanero that it was going to be much, much hotter, and it's really not. I think it's interesting that they have apple cider vinegar in there. But, you know, I think a lot of them are going to have vinegar in it anyway, so that's really interesting. Mustard seed, lime.
Lime oil. I don't think I've seen that before.
All right, so we tried it on the spoon. Now it is time to try it on our food. So we're going to put the Serrabanero on this. We tried a spoonful of it, and then afterwards we're going to put this on it. No?
No.
You're not going to put that on?
I'm not doing that.
The reason I have that is because we did the Ring of Fire 5000. We did the Ring of Fire 5000 live stream a few weeks back, and then Julie and I decided that we also wanted to do the Ring of Fire 5000 episode. So we did that, and basically she found a bunch of hot items at Trippy Food East. I found a bunch of hot items at Trippy Food West, and then we both got this. So we were going to try that because this seems to be the one that always takes down the contestants on the hot ones. Honestly, when we tried it, it didn't seem as hot. Now, I think Julie said that she thinks that they maybe douse the chicken wings with this. I don't think so. Like every time I've seen it, they poured it on. They poured like a few dabs of it on there, which is what we did. And to me, it just wasn't that hot. And I'm like, I'm not a full bore pepperhead like you, where something exceptionally hot would be like, oh, it's hot. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, it was hot. But it wasn't like when we did the Reaper Pod, when we ate the Reaper Pod. I turned red, I sweated, I was crying, I couldn't talk, I got the hiccups, and that didn't happen when I ate that. But the one thing I would say about that is it tasted bad. It says that there's chipotle peppers in that, which are smoked peppers, but it doesn't taste like they're smoked, it tastes like they're burnt. And I wouldn't even use that to flavor something or spice it up.
No, I agree. I have it in my fridge, but I bought it for the novelty. It's not a good sauce. And I think you and I were talking about this earlier, but I wouldn't even add it to food to just bring up the heat because it has that extract flavor. It's gross.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this the Serrabanero. We did a spoonful of it, and let's see how that translates to actually putting it on a burrito, or in your case, a quesadilla.
Yeah.
There we go. Putting it on something totally changes that sauce. And it's like when you do a spoonful of sauce, first of all, the texture changes. Second of all, it brings out some of the components that you don't really taste when you just do a spoonful, which is really weird because you would think that's a clean bite, right? You would think you would get more of that. So honestly, when I put it on this, I get more of the lime, I get more of the vinegar, I get more of the acid on there, and I got more of the tomatillo and the tomato. It still has a kick, but it's an even more mild kick when you put it on something else.
That's why I like trying hot sauce with food, because I've noticed since I've started going to more hot sauce expos and festivals, sometimes something is very delicious on the spoon, but it doesn't actually pair well with food. So that really is the true test.
Yeah, or it can be good on a spoon, but like you said, you put it on a different food, and it just changes the the palate or whatever. That's why I think we were talking earlier about the other Aardvark sauces, like the jerk chicken one and the black bean one. Those are things you would definitely use for cooking. So it's not like you wouldn't put them on chips or anything like that. You would definitely use those for cooking. This, like I said, I think would go good on tamales. It would probably go good on nachos, I think. It's good, it's flavorful, it has a very fresh taste, but I think that has to do with a lot of the other things that go into it. Even this, you don't really taste a lot of the other things that go in there. You taste the peppers, you taste, you get the heat. But the other things really kind of shine through. And I would have thought it would be hotter because you're blending Serrano and habanero peppers. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not terribly hot. I would give it like a 1 on a 0 to 10 heat scale. I'd give it a 1. But I do like it. I would definitely just put it on tortilla chips and enjoy it like it's a salsa, pretty much.
I would agree with you, unless you have like a total disdain for that heat. You know, you probably don't want to eat. You just probably don't want to eat that. If you're not a pepperhead, but you do enjoy spicy food, you'll like that. It'll be really good. As far as Trippy food rating, again, we do thumbs up trending downward, thumbs in the middle trending downward, and thumbs down. Right. So how would you rate this sauce?
I'd have to give it. It's a little bit better than okay. So it's like an unenthusiastic yes.
So thumbs up trending downward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. I agree with you completely on that. Yeah, it's actually it's a really good sauce though. So I think the thing is, we did discuss that there are 3 other ones out there. I mean, 3 hot ones that are only available online. So I think what we'll do is we'll make a vow right here, right now, that you and I are going to go get those 3. And you have one. You have
got the one.
Yeah. So we're going to get those 3, and then we're going to regroup. And this time, I will let you decide what we're going to put those on, or we're just going to do spoonfuls, or we've done collaborations with Katie in the past. Katie is based in Seattle. We are based here in Los Angeles. I hope that at some point in time that we would be able to go to Seattle and do some stuff, and likewise here. But for our subscribers, for the people who watch Trippy Food, I want you to get to know Katie, because she's a great YouTuber. She has a very engaging and fun channel, and she does some really crazy stuff. So check out her channel. There'll be a link down below where you can check out her channel. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to press not our thumbs up, but the thumbs up on YouTube. Press the thumbs up for the videos and give them some love, because it's a great channel. We always enjoy working with you, Katie, and it was so much fun working with you today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. I mean, literally anytime. So if you decide that you're going to go to Seattle and see what hot stuff you can get out there, or you're going to come to LA, just remember that it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of others. That's important. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.